10 years that John Burroughs High School and their Super Mileage Vehicle Club will be competing in 2 different competitions with 2 different cars. One gas-powered in Detroit, and the other is a biodiesel fuel car powered in Warrensburg, Missouri. To talk about it is a couple people from John Burroughs. Dan Barton, you're the faculty advisor. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Can we turn his microphone on? Let's try that again. Dan, welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yes.
If we can get a car to go 500 miles in a gallon, we can't turn the microphone on. All right, so tell us about the club.
The club actually has been going for about 10 years, and it started off, I had students that wanted to actually build a go-kart. And I said, I know something a little better. I'm going to challenge you because we're at John Burroughs School. I'm going to challenge my students. And I knew about a super mileage vehicle competition in Warrensburg, Missouri. So we started off with that.
Right.
And it's just been building ever since. And I also knew the chemistry teacher, Eric Nispel, who was making biodiesel with me, and I was working with that. So we decided to make a biodiesel car. Make our own fuel, make our own car. So everything we do is from scratch.
So you've built these 2 cars, or these students have built these 2 cars.
Yes.
Now, one of the students, the co-president of the club, is Matthew Williams, who we've known since you were 6.
That's correct.
Or
Good morning,
5. Good morning, Matt. So take us through. You did this last year too, right?
Absolutely. So I started this club in my freshman year. It was a huge passion of mine,
Right.
and thought it was the coolest thing ever. So last year was my sophomore year, and we went to the Shell Ecomarathon,
Right.
which is an international competition held in Detroit, Michigan, once a year, sponsored by Shell. And it's for all the Americas. So there's 7 or 8 countries, USA, Canada, Mexico, and all the Latin American countries are there. And we compete for the best fuel mileage in diesel categories, gasoline categories, battery electric, hydrogen power. And it's high schools there, colleges there.
How'd you do?
We did really well. For our very first time there, we were one of the first schools to pass the rigorous technical inspection. And for those who aren't familiar with that, it's a whole day's worth of professional engineers who check over your car and make sure that it passes all the safety regulations. So we were one of the first cars to pass that, and then we actually finished in the top half of the diesel category and broke our school record and achieved 218 miles to the gallon.
218 miles a gallon.
That's right.
How do you do that? Do they put a gallon in there and they just see how far the car goes?
So they measure how much fuel your fuel system contains, and then you do a run, and the run is a 5K. So it's about 6 miles.
Right.
And they come back and they get out all their chemical instruments and their chemistry gear, and they measure how much fuel you burned and calculate for temperature and atmospheric pressure, and then do calculations to determine what your fuel mileage was.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're building a car, a real car. How long did it take to do this?
We spent all year really on it. We came in on the weekends, 3 or 4 hour work sessions every weekend, and worked on it during school and in class. And Mr. Barton, he helped out taught a bunch of 7th and 8th graders how everything works. And so about a year, this whole school
All right.
year.
More importantly, does the car have an AM radio?
We can definitely
incorporate
install
that
one.
this
I think
year.
you need to put an AM radio in there. And what about the speakers, right? They're high school kids. They got to
Totally.
have good speakers, right?
I think you're right, yeah.
All right. So now this year you've got 2 cars.
Right.
How different is the biodiesel car from the gasoline car?
So the biodiesel car is actually the car we built last year for the Shell Ecomarathon. This year we repurposed it, and some of the freshmen and sophomores were able to get their hands involved and learn how everything works. And so they slightly modified the drivetrain. And so it's a very similar car.
Right.
But we took that to the Warrensburg competition, and they actually did extremely well. They came home with 4 awards and got 182 or 187 miles to the gallon.
Right.
How much of this is the kids and how much of this is you?
I would have to say it's the kids. I like to motivate them, and one of the things I try to do is not put my hands on it. To me, I think there's something about a little bit of pride of you doing it yourself.
Right.
And so I'll let safe falls happen, if that makes sense.
Right.
But if there's a situation where a safe fall is not going to happen, then I jump in there and say, okay, wait a minute, I got this.
Right. So how did you learn how to do this? Was it all YouTube? Was it in your own head? What was going on?
You know, I had some experience working on engines just with my own lawn care business in Kirkwood, but
Right.
I must
nice
say...
plug. What's the phone number?
What's the name of it?
He's a capitalist. It's fine. It's my lawn care business. Open Tuesday through Friday.
Oh yeah. But other than that, I'd say I give all my credit to Mr. Barton here. I mean, he teaches us how to use all the tools in the shop and teaches us, gives us the foundations to learn everything.
Yeah. Okay. So when's the competition? When can we see the results here? What's going on?
Well, we leave on Wednesday night to head out to Detroit. Starting on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of this week, we'll be in Detroit doing all the competitions. So
Right.
we'll be back. I guess the competition will end on the 30th at that point.
How
We'll
can
know.
we follow along? Is there a website, Twitter, Facebook, Yik Yak,
Absolutely.
Instagram? What do we got going on
My
here?
sister, Hallie Williams, actually is our director of marketing
Of course
and PR.
she is.
And
Yes.
she's got a
She's
whole
also an
webs-
all-star athlete at
She
John
is.
Burroughs.
She
yes.
is.
Okay.
Two-sport varsity athlete.
She's a scoring machine on the lacrosse field.
Yeah, that's correct.
So how do we follow along?
So we've got a website at smvc-jburroughs.org. We have an Instagram account at smvc-jburroughs, a Twitter account, and I believe a Facebook account as well, all at the same address.
All right, and so we'll keep abreast of the competition. And then if somebody lives in Kirkwood and really needs their lawn cut, where should they call?
They should call Williams Lawn Care.
What's the website there?
I don't remember at this time.
Williams Lawn Care. Look it up in your phone book, old school. He does have a gas-powered and a diesel-powered lawnmower that gets 885 miles to the gallon. All right, Matthew Williams from John Burroughs and Dan Burton, good luck, and
good
let us
luck.
know how it goes.
And Ms.
Thank you very
Barton, or
much.
Mr. McGraw, I know you're interested in woodworking. If you ever want to come by Burroughs, we're building lots of really cool furniture. We actually
You should
build
stop by
the
there.
furniture for the entire school, so you should definitely stop by and check it out.
First of all, don't call me Mr. McGraw. That's weird. And then second of all, I am not going to be embarrassed by the students at John Burroughs have the real woodworkers over there. So I will continue to live in my own little world. All right, guys, thanks for coming in. Good luck on
Good
the
luck.
trip, and let us know
Absolutely.
all about it. All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
8:12.